Welcome to the Relishing Dead podcast, where we devour everything in the TWD universe. I'm Dawn.
I'm Carol.
I'm Barb.
And tonight we have a special guest. Judy Beatty is with us. She is the owner of the Page House, which is known to us TWD fans as the Feral House. So welcome, Judy. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about how you acquired the Page House.
I'm a caterer, and I was looking for somewhere to put a kitchen in, and all the commercial spaces were so expensive and everything. And this was going to be mine and my husband's, like life savings. So I said, why don't we buy like a small house? Not a small house, but a little old house, and we can put a kitchen in, and I can work out of that. And that's how we came across this listing. And it was Labor Day weekend, and I said to my husband, let's go check out this house. And he's like, you're ridiculous. And I said, no, we'll just go see it. It'll be fun, So I drug him out, and my friend who's a realtor, we came and looked at it, and I was just like, I love it. I walked in and I felt like comfort. It's so old, and it was, all that stuff with COVID was happening and everything. And it just was like, I've been here forever. Everything's going to be fine. So we put an offer in. It was accepted. And then about 2 days later, I think it was 2 days later, it aired on The Walking Dead.
Oh, wow.
We got really lucky.
And did you know that prior to purchasing? Nope.
No, and it was legally binding and everything, and they got flooded with all these backup offers. So I said, we have to cross our T's, dot our I's, all this stuff to make sure that everything goes through. And miraculously it did. I'm really, sometimes I still am in shock how it happened, so
yeah.
Wow.
Very, very blessed. But it's something. And just to have this on that back end, my, the nervousness and everything of my dream coming true. And then all this is super cool.
Well, you're definitely going to be flooded with a lot of fans that are going to want to come to see this house.
Yes.
I am ready for them. Ready. I want to meet them all.
And she's in the perfect spot tonight, too. She has a great scenery behind her with the stairs.
Yes. I loved seeing those stairs. They're fantastic. So iconic. I mean, as soon as you walk in that front door, we were just like, oh, my God.
I love to see that, too, the response. For such, super fans, and even, people that like history and architecture, it is really something special.
How old is the house, Judy?
The records we can find for the front build out, which includes the stairs, is 1824, so 200 years. We do think there's a couple of rooms in the back that are 1804. 1809, because we think they were kind of pioneers in the area, and they built a two room with the kitchen on the outside, and then we think they expanded out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Had it been vacant for a while before you bought it, or?
It was vacant for about 18 months. And what happened is, so we're the fourth family to own it. A developer bought it with 117 acres, and he was going to flatten it and all out and put development, 1 acre lots all over. And the town of Turin, which is right down the street from us, and actually the street that runs in front of the house where you can see them running with the light behind them, was the original town road. And the last owner had that close, and then they put 16 in. But they fought for him to not tear it down, and they fought really hard. So the community, because they were so invested in it and they fought so hard, we've had so many people from the community come and say thank you, especially because we are not tearing anything. We're trying to restore everything that is original that we can, and eventually our goal is to let it be an event space for the community, and they're so excited.
What do you have left to do in your mind on the house?
We have to finish the 2 bathrooms upstairs. There's a full bath and half bath. Those need to be completely done. And then we have heating and air in half of the house, and we are working on the heating and air in the other half of the house. But and then my kitchen. So
Yeah.
so it kind of spiraled, for us to open it up to people, because people were so excited to not just put a kitchen in it right away. So we went with that because everyone was so excited, and I'm glad we did.
Good.
And I don't know if anybody knows this, but Judy is not only the owner of the Farrell House, but she is also a caterer.
Yes.
And they cater events and they hold events on the property and all of that wonderful stuff. We're going to get into some of the different stuff that the Farrell House does tonight. So yes, the house will be open at some point. If not, is it already open for overnight guests?
It is. We are
Okay.
on Airbnb as of last week.
Yay!
We washer dryer installed, which is I heard is a big deal for Airbnb stayers. And it's definitely an experience.
Have you ever been, I'm sorry, one more question before.
Oh, no, please.
Have you ever been in charge of an Airbnb before?
No, but I worked in the hotel industry for about 13 years, and I did everything actually, I started there when I was 20, making coffee. I mean, I was the barista in the Starbucks at the lobby. It was a hotel in downtown Atlanta, but I started there, and then I went to the fine dining restaurant, and then I went to the front desk, and then I went to the accounting department and all this. So I like hospitality.
So how many people could stay at a time, like in a night?
Well, we have 3 bedrooms with we have a king size and 2 queens, and we do have 2 parlors in addition to that you could put cots or air mattresses in. But it's very spacious. That's why we're working on the bathrooms to make sure we can accommodate that many guests. And we so what's that? 5 couples could comfortably stay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
right,
thinking, girls.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking a family staycay is what you're thinking, and I'm right there with you, Dawn.
I'll make you breakfast.
We're gonna get frequent flyer miles.
Yeah. Can we get one of those cards, a frequent stayer card?
I can come up with something, I think.
I was kidding.
No, I mean, I'm being serious. Like this one's free or something.
That's right. No, we got a big family, so we're always looking for larger venues that we can stay at for B&B for sure.
It definitely can do that, and it's on 5 acres, so
Yeah.
it's pretty private. We have an old rustic barn on the property that we've had 2 weddings in front of, and that's super cool. So the goal is to keep that intact because it's beautiful too. They used it in the last movie they filmed here. That's not out yet, but the huge oak trees and everything. It's just I like being here. It's very.
It's a beautiful property. Hey, I got to ask you, Judy, how's the rooster?
There is coyotes here.
Oh no!
So
I shouldn't have asked about the rooster.
It's okay. I'm not gonna cry.
Okay.
But it was pretty. I thought I had him at a good spot, and
No.
I didn't. So
Oh, no.
that's my bad. I mean, but it does happen whenever you have,
Yeah.
chickens and.
I'm so
and
sorry.
everything.
I shouldn't have
But
brought
no,
up
no,
the
no.
fish.
Yeah, I've had chickens for 15 years, and not that it's okay, but sometimes a predator, if they're relentless enough, there's only so much you can do, especially in the country like we're at here.
I mean, it is the feral house, and we already knew that there was a predator in that house. Filming, so.
Maybe it's
And I was going to say I'd stay in
it.
the barn, but not now.
No. We know how barns work out, don't we, Barb? Oh, that's horrible. All right, so we're going to pull up some slides, Judy, and we're just going to kind of talk about some of them as we go through, okay?
All right.
And if I can remember properly, like the conversation that we had when we were there touring the house, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
So this is the exterior of the house shown on the show. This is what it looks like when Connie and Virgil go to the front of the house. Now, I know that when we were there at the house, we noticed that one of the pillars was actually taller than the others, and it actually is.
It is. I call them eyebrows. One's.
Yeah. They're not supposed to be twins. They're supposed to be sisters, right?
I don't know how that happened, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. I think it's one of the neat little quirks about the house is that it's not perfect. And you wouldn't have perfect in architecture back 200 years ago anyway.
Let me tell you, so this is my husband's very funny, and he makes stupid dad jokes all the time, but he said Bobby was working on the right column and he had a different ruler than Tim over here working on the left column. And then they just kept going, and that was it.
That's funny. All right. So, as most of us know in The Walking Dead in the family, that we have all tried to see this particular location, and we're not above doing things to try and get to said locations. We've not necessarily trespassed, but we've come awfully close to trespassing to get to this location, because it is so iconic and it is so close to Sonoy that everybody in the comments, everybody in the family, it's a very simple thing to do. Just go to the location. It's as simple as that. If you can get in, be respectful, but it's worth it, definitely.
And if not, do fun pictures like that.
And if not, do fun pictures like this
That is a good picture.
where you're pretending to jump the fence.
I like it.
Yeah. Yes, Vanessa, you do know what I'm talking about. Come on now. So this was here. This was the front door. This was us when Judy was so gracious to allow us to have a sneak peek into the house. We were all completely mesmerized by this home. The second you start driving up that drive, it's a location like none other.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. So I pulled this picture because I wanted to show the picture on the left is the picture of Connie and Virgil running up to the front of the house with the picket fence. And the picture on the right is our friend Sandy, who kind of was there in stick form to show the picket fence and to show how the entrance actually looks. And the entrance, it's very much with the greenery and the foliage and everything. It's just beautiful. And I'm just a big fan. I can't stand it. It's just gorgeous. You guys have done such a beautiful job with this house, Judy. It's crazy.
Thank you. I will tell you though, the greenery, have you ever had the dream where you're like getting sucked in with the vines? Like I had a few freak out moments when we were cleaning out stuff. I'm like, I can see why this would terrify people.
Right? The chandelier on the left, I was blown away by this chandelier. And has that always been there? Was that there when you guys got there, Judy, or is that something that you guys added afterwards?
We added it.
Uh-huh.
I found it actually on Facebook Market, and I did not end up getting a divorce while we were hanging it.
Thank God.
Yeah. It was something. It's
Yeah.
heavier than it looks, I should say.
It's beautiful. It's
memorable.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you ever see War of the Roses?
Yes.
Not quite that intense, but
Nobody's going to be swinging from it anytime soon, I don't think. And the picture on the right is the actual stairs. When you walk in the front door, that's the stairs where the feral people come climbing down, and we'll have some pictures of that later on with the slides, but those are the actual stairs. And when I tell you, when you walk in these front doors, it is surreal. It is exactly like the episode, and you instantly recognize it. Now, Judy, are you guys going to be doing anything to change these stairs? Or are you going to try and keep them as close to original as possible?
they will stay as long as we can. They will stay. We will do everything we can to keep them just like this.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful. All right. These slides are from the show. And so I was trying to orient myself, Judy, when I was looking at the pictures. Now I know that this is this in the ladies?
This one is actually in the gentleman's parlor. This room with that is it Connie? That's Connie's
Yes.
in. That's the gentleman's parlor, so that you can see the stairs.
Okay. So the ladies' waiting room is on the other side, correct?
It's through the door where you see the stairs. So that door that it's looking through to is the ladies' parlor.
Okay. All right. So she's actually in the gentleman's parlor. Okay. So we went upstairs when we were on our tour with Judy. And Judy, you had mentioned during our tour that this bedroom had been pink at one point.
Yes.
Okay. So I did grab the correct screenshot with Virgil.
You did. You did.
Okay. All right. So this room was pink, and it looks to me like it was an interesting shade of pink.
It was.
So the green color on the walls that you guys changed it to, I love that color, and I know that the ladies and I were all really stunned by this bedroom and how beautiful it was. What was the thought process about changing the color to this color that you currently have it in now?
The light. It's that the light could take it. It's that side of the house with the brightest light. It has 5 windows, so it could take that deep color.
Okay.
And honestly, my husband said absolutely not, and I'm like, dude, like just chill and trust me. And I was painting. He's like, I'm leaving, and I said, okay, have fun. And then he came back. He's like, you were totally right. And I said, what'd you say?
Right. Yeah, I love this. It's such a beautiful color. Okay, so I know that Dawn and Barb were geeking out about this part of the house as well. And this is the cellar. Is that correct?
Yes. It's smaller than it looks on the episode, but it's still really cool.
And now, Dawn, what scene was it that happened here?
That's when Connie went downstairs, isn't it, Barb? When she was down there looking.
She saw all the bones on the floor, and then she went through that vent.
Yeah.
Is the vent there, or is that something that they created?
No, they created that.
Okay.
I was looking for it when we were down there.
Yeah. I've been looking for passages this whole time. I still do.
I know. I was totally disappointed when I found out that there were no hidden pathways behind the walls. I mean, that was really disappointing.
Sorry.
That's okay. So I grabbed the right scene then.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So
I don't go down there at night. I just have to tell you.
You don't?
I don't really
Why?
go down there at night.
Why?
I think I saw the episode and the bones, like it flashes in my eyes when I go down there, and I'm like, I'm good. Dude.
Well, we would have gone down there at night, and we
You're
probably
welcome. You're
we probably
welcome
would have
to.
camped out down there.
You are welcome to. Yes. I love it.
Yeah. So we have a couple of these pictures where my favorites, Dawn and Barb, love to recreate certain scenes in the
We're so
show.
silly.
And this was one of them, so that everybody could see that those stairs were actually used, and of course the sick and twisted minds that are Barb and Dawn.
I love it.
They seem like they're mild-mannered women, but let me tell you.
We do that a lot.
Yes, they do. And then, of course, here's Dawn. So those feral people just really creeped me out. I think they were so wonderfully done and beautiful.
They did do a really, really good job, and it fit the house. Like,
yeah,
it was perfect. Like they were like co-stars with the house. It was perfect.
The house literally is an actual character in the show. I mean, anytime you have an iconic location like this, when they're filming something, the house actually the location actually becomes a character. You've got Terminus, you've got the prison, you've got the Dawn's favorite, you've got the farm, you've got Woodbury, Alexandria, the hilltop. They all actually become characters in the show. And so unfortunately for you, Judy, you have purchased a character in a TV show. And it's definitely a fortunate thing too, because people are going to be flocking to this house now that they know that there's going to be such a gracious host. They're going to be you're going to have people jumping the fence and trying to get over the.
Don't do that. Just call me and I'll open it for you. Right. I'm totally fine with doing that.
Yeah.
Vanessa says, Dawn, you look hungry.
Yes.
Oh, she was.
I was looking for Barbara.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Yeah. And
I saw someone say the Cherokee Rose. The Cherokee Roses. Can I say something about that? I know I don't know if you have a picture. So my grandmother had Cherokee roses in her front yard when I was a little girl. And whenever we pulled into the house to see it, they were in full bloom.
Oh, wow.
And I thought that it was my grandma saying, good, you're here, kind of like it just was. So, and I just saw it in the chat, and I wanted to mention it. Pamela said that, the Cherokee roses, they're amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy how these things that are so not necessarily a big deal in some shows, but they become so iconic in this particular show, in this universe.
Yeah,
so
it's so cool.
And people, as soon as Cherokee Rose was the thing, people just went out in droves to get tattoos of Cherokee roses on their bodies. So that's how powerful it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anissa said, Judy is a wonderful host and she has welcomed me and my friends more than once. That's from Anissa. Yes. So this was our little group that got to go to the house. And we decided to take a little family picture on the stairs.
I love it.
So I love this. I love this house. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's get into some of the accommodations and stuff like that for the B&B. The room on the right is the one that we were previously talking about that used to be pink. And then the room on the left, Judy, where is that room?
That is in the back of the house. We think that room and the room below it, which is now the kitchen, we think that is actually one of the first parts of the build. We think it's 1804 or 1809-ish. But I'm just shocked they never painted that wood. That wood has never been painted. And it's a very cozy room.
It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. I love the treasure chest at the end of the bed.
Yeah, that was donated. A lot of the antiques and china and everything was donated by the community and by friends because the, they say it fits. And I say, is this an heirloom or what? And they say, well, my kids don't want it. And I said, well, if they ever do, you know where to come back and pick it up. So that one was one of the things that was given to us. And I think it's perfect.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm picturing for the king size bed one, like one of those seating chairs that come up with the high
I've been
arm
on the
rest on the
lookout.
side.
I've been
Yeah.
on the lookout for one. If anyone has one, I'll take it.
Great. So what room is this, Judy?
That's the gentleman's parlor.
Okay.
And that is, once you come through the front door, it's to the left.
Mm-hmm.
And that wood also has not been painted.
And this is the room that Connie was in, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And she cuts into the painting, saying not alone in this room.
Right. Okay. All right.
This is also where they do the couples massages for our massage days.
How big is that chandelier?
It's pretty big. Let's see. 3.5 feet wide. 3.5 feet wide. I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to gauge it. Yeah, 3.5 feet, I think.
Wow.
It's pretty massive.
Yeah. And that was here when we bought the house.
Okay. All right. So this is the whole point of contention here on the house is the fireplace, the chimney.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers what is going on with the chimney.
We had high winds. I guess it's been a month ago, and it has started to pull that chimney away from the house. So it's not fallen, which we're grateful, but we are nervous about any other weather situations that it completely tear it off. And I would be devastated. So we are trying our best to figure out how to save it. But there's several issues: the age, the foundation, to make sure we don't break the siding on the house, or just totally take off the second floor. So we are asking for people to help us save it, because the least expensive option is to tear the whole chimney off and close up the fireplaces. And I really, really, really don't want to do that, but it is very expensive. And we've had a few issues. We had a deep freeze after Christmas last year, and it froze all our pipes.
Oh.
So we had a ton of plumbing issue that set us back a good bit. And then this is another one. So if anyone is able or willing to help, we would very much appreciate it.
Okay. So this is the issue that we're talking about. And I did a close up. I know it kind of goes all the way down the side of the house because you can see it separating, but this was the major separation up here at the top that I noticed when we were there. And you can see it pulling away from the house. And that's what we're looking at fixing, is that whole separation there.
Yes.
And if anybody on our chat knows anything about construction, you'll be able to recognize it immediately that this is a major issue. So tell us about this, the 2 nights, the raffle that you guys are doing.
Yes, we will give 2 overnight stays. Excuse me. Rewind. Here we go. 2 night over stays, and I'll make breakfast for you. You don't have to see me. I'll drop it off or whatever. But to stay at the Farrell House. We will do a raffle in December, but the donations are $50 or more, and anything would be appreciated. But we are just trying to make sure we can save this before anything catastrophic happens. You'll be comfortable. We will take care of you, and you'll get a really great experience staying in the house. It's hard to explain the feel, when you stay here, that it's that it's super cool.
So when does the
Ben-
raffle start and when does it end? Is there like a?
It started already, and we're going to draw December 1st.
Okay.
Okay. So $50 gets you in. Any extra, of course, is extra for a 2-night stay at the Farrell House. And Judy's going to make you breakfast.
Yep. I make the best breakfast.
And can you use that 2-night stay anytime, or does it have to be used in a certain amount of time?
No, you can use it anytime. It's just, we do have some events and blocking off and everything. So just as long as we can work it out, I don't believe in expiration dates. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Kayla, you're crazy, right?
That's the Farrell House. Season 11, episode 6.
Ben in the comments was saying, unfortunately, it's probably better to replace than rebuild due to the structure integrity.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to maintain the historical value of the house, though.
Yeah.
So.
And we have thought about that, but that would be even more expensive because it will open up the rest of the house. We've thought this through. We're trying, but there's one of my cakes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I pulled this picture up off of your Facebook page because I wanted everybody to know that not only are you going to be doing the Airbnb stuff and the overnight stays, but they do special events.
We do.
And I love that. You guys have had 2 weddings there so far?
We've had 2 weddings, and actually the 27th will be the anniversary of our first, I called it the classic spooky wedding. I am very particular about the quality of food and how it tastes, how it's served. If you get an emotional response from it, that's how I do food. So everything's catered to you, and you don't cater to me, I cater to you.
Oh.
Speaking of which, those blueberry, whatever those are, I want them right now.
I know, it looks delicious.
They are blueberry cheesecake cupcakes.
Oh my God.
Said the danger word.
Yeah, cheesecake. So this is the kind of stuff that Judy does at the Farrell House.
I do. And I love it.
And that's it. There you have it.
Thank you.
My daughter Samara says
My daughter
Samara says she's having an emotional response to the cheesecakes.
That makes me happy. Hopefully you can come taste it.
Yeah.
That's seasonal, so that's a summer one. For this season, I do an apple caramel cheesecake. Ooh, so good.
See, you had me a cheesecake. You didn't even have to tell me flavors. You had me a cheesecake. I love it. Well, I love this, Judy. This has been fantastic. I'm super excited for everybody to know about the Farrell House, to know that it is accessible to them.
Mm-hmm.
Please, please, no climbing fences. Call me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now that we know that we can, I think that's a big thing. There's so many people. Anissa is huge on the locations and stuff. And I know our little family group, that's when we get together, we go to different locations and geek out about all that kind of stuff. So I know we can't possibly be the only ones. And so to know that the Farrell House is a location that's accessible you know, is big.
Right.
And you won't get shot at.
Yeah, you won't get shot at. We've been shot at, so we know.
I'm not doing that.
That's good. That's good.
So you can go to Judy, you can go to your page, the Page House, and actually
Yes.
check for availability and book now.
Yes, there's the Airbnb link there, and
Okay.
I do want to tell you. So we named, and everyone asked me what the Page House. The Page is the Sarah Page built the house. So, and her husband Robert Level, but I wanted to name it after the matriarch because I'm the woman owner now, and I was like,
Yeah.
I have to, and there's still some pages in the town that saved. A lot of the people that saved were relatives of the Pages, so that's why it's the Page House. But yes, please go to the Page House. Send me messages if you have questions, and just I'm here, and even if you want to stop by, we can arrange that, and hopefully have a cheesecake in the oven.
So I've pasted the Facebook page for the Page House. It's facebook.com/the historic Page House. So that everybody can get to the Facebook page and like it and follow you.
Thank you.
And all of that.
I appreciate it. Please do. Please do.
Is catering something you always did, or was it something you did before that?
I was a corporate accountant. And yeah, I know. I was a corporate accountant, and I needed to be home with my daughter more. I was working a lot. And when my daughter turned 11, I needed to be with her more. So it worked out. We prayed a lot, and there was a way made for me to come home and be with her. But then it really let me spark, the passion that I had for food and serving people. So I'm very blessed.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. So you told us before the show a little bit about you have another connection with TWD. If you want to share that. Were you a stand-in?
I was a stand-in. For, is it Marat? Is that how you
Arat.
A-R-A-T.
Arat.
I can't remember what season, but we have the same frame, and so I did get to meet Jeffrey Dean Morgan, which was really cool, it was very cool to be on the set, and actually to see how much work they put in the production was amazing, and the crew was great. It was really, really cool because they filmed that. I went to the, I guess it's the sound stage that wherever the garbage,
the studio
was. The studio. Yeah. So they had a room off the side of that. And so I was there. And then also I went to Hilltop.
Oh, wow.
So that was cool to be behind the scenes there. So yeah. Very cool.
You're one of many that haven't made it to the Hilltop. Well, a lot of us would love to go there.
Yes.
It was something, from the front, it looks like a full-blown house, but it's not.
Right.
It's not, and the walls around it are huge, and it really is in the middle of nowhere. But it was so cool because they had caretakers, but they had chickens and goats there they just lived right there. So they took care of the grounds, and they had their chickens, and it was really cool. Oh. No reception though. There is no reception, but I guess there wouldn't be during the apocalypse either. So
right. Yeah.
So
see, the TW universe knew you needed that house. You had the connection.
I know. I'm serious. I think so. But it was a cool experience.
Well, the fact that you said you did that on The Walking Dead, have you done that for any other shows or movies or anything?
Yes. I was on in Jumanji. as one of the bad guys. I was a Viking. I'm very tall, and I guess it's hard to find tall women. So if there's like a bad guy that's tall or a bad girl that's tall, and they want to put you in fatigues or something, they will reach out to me. So yeah, the Jumanji thing was pretty cool. And that was a lot. And the costume that I had to wear was like 40 pounds. It was really heavy.
Wow.
And I had to run in it. So, but it was super cool to be right there with the Hound. Because they needed a tall woman because he's so tall. So I was right there. That was super cool.
Cool.
My daughter said, "You're a goddess and you should just say that."
Thank you. I appreciate that. And
She is smart. She could be a stand-in for Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Not that I'm saying. I mean, I am the OG Wonder Woman, so I get it. But yes.
Well, if you go on my personal page, I actually built a Wonder Woman costume.
Nice.
Out of yoga mats. And
was it a Gal Gadot costume or was it a Linda? It was a Gal Gadot.
It was Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. We're actually the same height too. We're the same height, same build. So yeah.
Wow.
So, but thank you. I have fun, and I used to hate being tall, but it's okay now.
Yeah. Yeah, and you are tall. How tall are you?
5'10".
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were tall. I do remember that.
Sometimes it scares people, but it's okay.
Now I have a sister-in-law that's like 6'2" or something like that, so it doesn't scare me at all.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Good.
Well, this has been fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all come back and see me, okay?
Oh, we definitely will, and hopefully we'll get a lot of traffic to your Facebook page too.
Please do. I'll make dinner. We can have some wine, all that stuff.
Hopefully we can get the family to stay there.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be fun.
That'd be very great. This is thank you to everyone commenting. This is my first podcast, so I hope I didn't blow it.
You can't blow it. This is just a conversation. Hey, you can't blow it. Our friend Destiny says she's on her way now.
Okay, come on.
That's fantastic.
Well, we do have a lot of campers coming this weekend, so you might get some traffic. But I would kind of watch like the events, like the AtlantaCon, the camp. That's when you're going to get all the TWD people during that time.
I did see the AtlantaCon. Yeah, I did see the AtlantaCon. So I'm definitely looking into that. Like I said, I'm now that we've gotten the house up to where it can function a little bit. We're not working on it as much, which is great. So now we're working on this side of the thing, which I love.
Yeah, and camp is this weekend.
Camp Tours is this weekend. I'll be in town, and there'll be several other people that will be in town because it's a charity event that we're doing in Atlanta. So you may get some people that will be reaching out to you. And then, of course, we have AtlantaCon, and then Fandemic will be coming around, and then, of course, camp in May. So,
and then any spur of the moment trips we take for locations.
Yeah. You never know, because we'll be like, look at a hair and just go, hey, let's go to Sonoy. And we'll all just go to Sonoy. So it's not above us. It happens all the time.
It's more tempting now that we know it's an Airbnb.
Yes.
Come on.
Right, Dawn?
Yes, I'm sitting here thinking this.
It's really fun. It's so cool to see everyone so excited to open to the public. Like, because we've worked hard to get it that. So it's cool that it's reciprocated, if that makes sense.
Yes,
it totally does. And it is. A lot of people are very excited about the fact that this house is open. So, because like I said, that picture I showed you at the very beginning of us climbing the fence, I'm telling you, that is not the only picture in existence of that. I can promise you.
Well, it's like the Alexandria walls. They had these big walls built up around them, and we're always like looking through, and now they're all down, and we're like,
Not so much anymore. Yeah, I might lose my
No, you
or
won't.
something now that it's
You won't. Not at all.
No, we get excited that we're in there, but it was like so weird because like we couldn't wait to get in there and see what was behind there. And soon, of course, as soon as the walls came down, we kind of missed peeking through it, being dangerous and seeing what we could see.
Yeah.
But it's amazing being
I
on
think,
the inside.
I think that I'm glad it didn't disappoint when y'all came. That's the biggest thing. Like, I didn't want, like when the, Alexandria came down, like they were like, oh, it's houses. But here it's like, oh, there's this, and then there's that, and then the cellar, and then there's all this stuff. Oh, that door, I remember. It's so cool.
Yeah. And I'll be the type of person that'll start rigging stuff up in bedrooms just to freak everybody out. I'm warning you. I'll be that person.
But like this guy.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be hanging up pictures. I'll be hanging up pictures with eyeballs that are all scratched out and stuff. It's not beyond me. So.
Yeah. Very cool.
So did they have the thing in the bathroom with the razor blades, or was that added?
That was added.
Okay.
Yeah. That was in the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to ask you, let's see. I needed to ask you about one particular room, if it'll come up. There we go.
You can have the basement, Ben.
What color was the master bathroom before you remodeled it?
That's a good question.
Was it blue?
I wouldn't really call it master because I should send you some pictures because it was actually, it wasn't in the show at all, but it was 3 rooms.
Uh-huh.
And it had like a trailer size shower and commode and it was all particle board. It was really like the last owners that lived here. They just used whatever they had and they just wanted to make it work. Like from what I understand, they were shut in, like they didn't like people to come and they didn't like to do anything. It was like almost they just made it work. There was no air. They were still using the old stoves. There was an old cooktop that they were still cooking on, like not just like a cooktop, but like a cast iron feed the wood into it cooktop. So the bathrooms upstairs are still original from what they were, but they were last done in probably the 60s. But this bathroom down here that we've totally redone, I mean, it looks totally different. It's hard to even remember, but it was like a small laundry room, a closet, and then it looked like a trailer bathroom.
Okay. Because the question that I had was this particular bathroom. Let's see if I can pull it up. Give me a second. Nope, not that one. There's a bathroom, and I didn't know if it was actually part of the house that had been remodeled, or if it was the master bath. I couldn't remember because I know that you took us into that bath that had been remodeled, but this was the bathroom here.
Yeah, no, that wasn't okay. Here.
So
it would be super cool. I would have kept that tile for sure.
So that was probably a studio thing because that was the bathroom that they showed when she opened the medicine cabinet.
Yeah, and she saw the eye, right? Oh, yeah. No, yeah, that had to be studio.
You should do that in one of the medicine cabinets. Just add an eye for your people who stay there.
Oh, that's a good idea. Oh my gosh, that's a great idea. I'm doing it.
That would be funny.
It would.
Open up the
That'd be something I would do.
Like, wow.
That might scare me though. I feel like cleaning, and then all of a sudden I'm like,
And then we'll get somebody to build you a feral doll and have it in one of the closets, like when they
Right.
open it.
Like a life-size feral doll on Halloween. You can set it up on the steps.
Like all this gray hair, it'll be really, really gray.
You can get one of those life-size dolls and just put it on the landing on the stairs there behind you.
Oh, don't do it. Please don't do it.
It's like those cardboard cutouts that all of us have. Like Barb's got her Ross behind her, and Dawn's got her Annie Lincoln. I have 2 of the Annie Lincolns, and I promise you, every time I put those guys up, it never fails. I'll walk past the room where they're up, and it scares the crap out of me every time.
This guy, I had him. Let's see, this bat thing. I had him hanging on the ladder to get it hung, and I come around the corner, and it's like looking at me, and I was like, "Woo!"
That's funny. It's so unsettling.
And yeah.
All right. So just to recap so that everybody knows, the Feral House is actually called the Page House. They have a Facebook page. Go see them. Judy is the wonderful host. Her and her family own the house. I can attest to how fantastic Judy is, if you haven't already guessed from this interview. We absolutely adore her, and we adore the house. And that's now open for B&B, so I'm sure that now that everybody knows, you're going to get inundated with questions and availability and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. It's going to be cool. Yeah. And hopefully we can save that chimney outside. So,
I think it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
I feel it. So
I, for one, am going to be buying my raffle tickets. I've already cleared that with the hot husband. He's already said, yes, hot damn, let's do it. So, because he was there with us, and he was super excited to see it. And he doesn't pay that close attention to the show like I do. So anyway.
I mean, if you win, it's a pretty good deal. If you win, and the host is amazing.
Yes, she is. And I just want some cheesecake. Yeah, I just want some cheesecake.
I definitely will. I definitely will.
So we'll have to hit you up when we come into town this weekend. And of course, I'm sure that after the podcast tonight, the family will be talking about a possible weekend to come out and spend the night at the house too. So
Please. And if y'all would let me, I'd love to spend some time with y'all. I've enjoyed this very much. I would very much love to spend some time with everyone.
We've enjoyed it for sure.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, we're going to talk to the ladies about the Scarefest weekend that they had. So if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome to. But I'm going to pull up some slides.
I think I might go. And my husband is, he's being a husband. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
She was just so lovely.
Oh my gosh, I adore her.
Yes. I think she enjoyed it a ton. Like she said, it was her first podcast. She did great.
I think so too. I think
Samara, it's time to cry.
I know. So you guys, please. I know that there's only a few of us here tonight, but please go and check out their page, and we'll be posting it on our page and kind of just flood them with all the positive thoughts and everything.
And share the podcast. Yes.
Yeah. And we'll have their link set up again on our page so that you guys can go and support them. And even if you can't support them monetarily, get the word out that the house needs some work. So thank you, Maria. We appreciate it. She's already liked it. I know Samara has already liked their page. You guys run quickly.
Oh, Pam, you got a couple of minutes. Stick around.
Yeah. Pam, you need to be careful, please, and please be safe. Let us know that you're there when you get there, please, because we know how your car is. So, all right. So let's get into this, ladies. I promise you, oh my God, I had FOMO so bad this weekend. And you guys totally rocked it. You guys made me feel like I was right there.
Aw.
I am so grateful for all the pictures and everything that you guys sent me. I can't even tell you guys how much I love you. I'll start tearing up if I think about how bad this weekend was for me, knowing that I wasn't there with you guys. So tell us about this photo, ladies.
Well, they had the Jaws. Actually, it was for the photo ops with the Jaws cast that was there that you could get your picture. And then it was like $5 a person in the picture to be in the mouth of Jaws. So we couldn't pass it up.
That's funny. I love this picture. I love it. There you go, Dawn.
He is just the sweetest. Oh my gosh. So when I was sitting there, he asked me what I did for a living. And so I told him that I worked at Bath and Body Works. So that's why he's smelling me and he's telling me that I smell good.
And Dawn said she was going to cry meeting him. And then this poor little man comes shuffling out real slow. And me and Destiny just lost it.
I was cracking up. I didn't grab the screenshots of Destiny and him with their faces, with their selfies, but it was so funny. They seemed like they were having such a great time with their selfies.
Richard Dreyfuss was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's a trooper.
Ugh.
Silence.
God, I know. A hush falls over the crowd.
I got the coin.
He is amazing. He's like one of my favorites that I've met. Amazing. Genius, legend, icon. That's all I can say.
Perfect with the Jaws picture in the background, too.
I know. I love that. I love that shot. I mean, you guys are cheesing it up, and I completely understand. I've been cheesing too. So
Adrienne Barbeau and Alexandria Breckenridge, who played Jesse on The Walking Dead. And I don't know, some guy over there with Dawn named the Governor.
Some English guy that, I mean, who is this guy?
Love him.
Dawn needs to tell the story about her phone.
Oh, okay. So Destiny and Barb was behind me and they were like, "You're her boo. She just loves you." And he's like, "Oh, really?" And he's like, "My love," and everything. And he's taking pictures with my phone and he looks at the back of it and my protector is Rick. And he's like, "What is this?" He's like, "Next time I see you, you better have the Governor on there."
And Dawn immediately goes out to Amazon and goes shopping. Right?
I'm already looking on eBay.
That's funny. You just change out the cover with whomever you're going to meet, right?
Yes.
Well, it was like Teo looking at my phone and my screensaver was me and Ross with the hug. And he's like, "I want that hug."
Yeah.
You got to watch our phones around these guys.
I love this so much. I love this so much. I just can't get over it. That's fantastic. So I know that you weren't really impressed with him, Dawn, and that saddens me, but I kind of had a feeling that that's how it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
But
he was eating, so
yeah.
I didn't want to ask him too many questions because I didn't want to. I told him, I'm like, "I'm sorry to interrupt your meal." And he's like, he just patted the chair and told me to sit down. I
gotcha. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is Tom Savini, and Tom Savini is he's a god. One of these days I'll get to meet him.
He does all the practical effects.
Yeah. So a little something happened.
Yeah, these girls interrupted my dinner with Greg and decided to FaceTime me. So Greg was at the end of the table, so I kind of like held it up. And obviously, as him looking down the table, he could see Eliza and Carol. And he goes, "Give me that phone."
He did. And he took the phone and subsequently had a conversation with me and Eliza. It was very short, but it was Greg Nicotero. So any second. It was fine.
And you couldn't wipe the smile off of Carol's face.
No, I still have permagran, and every time I look at these pictures, I have permagran, and I'm cheesing it up because it's Greg Nicotero. So, I mean, it was.
Yeah, I didn't know if he was going to be mad or just like whatever, but he like looked down the table. He's like, "Give me the phone. Let me say hi," and I passed the phone down.
And I was freaking out because I heard him because he was having a conversation with the lady that was next to you guys at the table. And he was telling some story to you guys. And as soon as he looked down at the table at the phone and he was like, "Is that them?" And I didn't hear what you guys said. And he's like, "Give me the phone." And you passed it down. And I'm like, I almost start hyperventilating. I'm like, oh my God, like total fangirl moment. I'm freaking out. And it's funny because you guys didn't know I was licking my wounds Thursday night by watching a documentary on Tom Savini called Smoke and Mirrors. And I had my phone next to me and had the volume turned up as loud as it could go because I know my girls. And I'm thinking if they have an opportunity, they're either going to FaceTime me just so that I can see him in the room. And that's going to be fantastic enough. And one of Joey's friends came in and their mom came in and she said something. And I said, well, I'm just hoping beyond hope that my family will call me while they're at this dinner. And sure enough, as soon as the words came out of my mouth, that phone started ringing and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, it was funny because we texted, guess who just walked in? Oh, guess who just sat down at our table? He's like, you're right.
I'm like, oh my God, I know. So,
and all I got out was these are our friends who couldn't make it here today. And when he was talking to you, I could hear only one thing. He had turned around and he said, "Oh, I was wondering how all this happened." Because I think you mentioned that you gave your ticket to.
Well, he was wondering why Chris was there and it was all girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so I had given Anissa my ticket for that dinner so that Chris could go.
Right.
Because I didn't want it to go to waste, So there's Greg Nicotero in all his glory, and he's talking to me and Eliza, and we were completely dumbfounded and had nothing to say. Absolutely nothing to say.
And it was great because he was very remembrant of what we talked about because, we had said all of us had something to say about how we became family because of this show. And we have like basically 30 people who we go places with, room with, say hello to every morning. And he remembered that the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So it's kind of like the night when we talked to
Angela King
and Scott, right?
Yeah, because he said he was talking to, and I don't remember, correct me, Dawn, one of the other Jaws guys, that he was just telling him about us that night. So that was pretty cool.
And that when Barb got the script signed for Eliza, and she was like, "This is for the ladies that were on the phone," and he's like, "Oh, but they couldn't come." So,
oh, I love him.
Yeah, as soon as he saw the script, he goes, I didn't even have it down on the table yet, and I said, "This is Eliza from FaceTime last night," and she wanted you. He goes, "Is that Frank Darabont?" Like right away, he noticed it.
That's funny.
So,
oh, I love him. I just love him. And I love you guys for doing that. That was such a highlight for us. And I know that Eliza and I both had, I still have permagran. And I know if Eliza wasn't sick, she'd still have permagran too. So
no, Samara.
No, not yet. I don't know that that's going to happen, but you guys did the best that you could. So I appreciate that. So where do I apply to be part of y'all's family? Maria, you already are. Come on now. So anyway, so that's it. You guys had a great time at Scarefest, yeah?
Yes, it was amazing.
No, we didn't fail. He's just very, very booked.
Yeah. No, they did their best. They did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Well, he said he was going to go back to France because the Daryl Dixon is going to wrap up filming, he said, in December.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we did get that from him.
So Anissa said that she talked to him several times about the camp too. So I know that Casey and them have probably put out an offer there for him. So we'll see what happens if something comes of that. So but I think it would be, and I told Casey, I think it would be a great idea, even if we could get him just for one night to do the same kind of thing that they did at Nick and Norman's in Lexington.
And he said that was the first time he has ever done anything like that at Nick and Norman's, and he said he would love to do that again. It was fantastic. He enjoyed that.
Good.
They never did anything like that before.
So hopefully we can get something like that, even if it's a one-time thing, and he's not necessarily for the camp the whole weekend, but just a one night and evening with Greg Nicotero. So Destiny, I told him to tell my boo I said hi when he goes back to France.
You know what I did to Destiny? Greg Nicotero walked by and Dawn pointed out that he was FaceTiming somebody. So I'm like, I said, Destiny, he's on FaceTime with Norman Reedus. But it wasn't him.
She's so gullible. She was
I know.
It wasn't him, but it was hilarious.
I could see her losing her mind about it too.
If it was me, I just walk over there and say, I don't care what time it is, where he is. Can you call him?
Oh my God, that's funny. I could see Destiny losing her mind about that.
She just said, I'm so gullible. I get her all the time.
Oh,
well, they were making fun of me Friday night because we had a big day and we got almost everybody we wanted to. And we went to Nick Norman's and we sat at the bar. And Destiny's like, why do you keep looking at the door? Why do you keep looking at the door? And then here comes Greg. And I was like,
that's why.
And he walked in, he goes, oh, and walked. And then we kept checking the door and I'm like, Destiny, I think Norman's here.
Oh, poor Destiny.
But a few of them came in. One of the guys from Jaws came in and hung out, and another one, and then a few of the other people. So
yeah.
But we didn't bother him that time. But it was just cool because he walked in, saw us three at the bar, and he was like
turned around to leave.
Oh.
Not you all again.
Oh, that's funny.
But
and I said
cool,
to him,
though, because in Lexington, nobody really knew who he was. Like nobody was going up to him.
Really?
Yeah, not like it would be in Sonoy where everybody would be going. Like
Yeah.
nobody bothered him.
Yeah.
Either that or they were just giving him space. But I did tell him at the end of the event, I said, we'll see you again. He goes, oh, I'm sure you will. Thursday night, Friday night, 3 times on his line.
We were standing in line and me and Barb's going, he's looking at us and he threw his skull at us. Remember? He threw the skull at us and we went. We were blowing kisses and he was just like looking at us.
When we first, Richard Dreyfuss's line was right next to him, like there was a little walkway, but he was like, oh, I see how you are. We're like, well, we're coming to you next. And then when we got on his line, he threw that head at us. And I didn't catch it because I didn't know it was rubber. I thought it was like a real freaking heavy head. He tosses it at me. And I'm like, whoa, I see how you are. Richard Dreyfuss first.
Oh, that's funny. And Anissa said she had to go get the skull.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Wow, I love it. I love it. Well, I'm just super excited that you guys had such a blast, and thank you for making my fear of missing out not so bad by posting all the pictures and the phone call. And
we love you.
We love you.
That was the best.
Yeah, me and Destiny went to breakfast when we got up because Dawn had to leave the night before, but we got up. We went to breakfast and we were doing silly things. We found this place called the fish tank bar or something. So we were talking about like doing like the governor's fish tank with the heads in the picture. And then there was an RV. So we're like we were doing stupid things in the morning.
Was it Sunday morning?
Yes.
Yeah. That's great. Wow.
And then next week, guys, we'll be doing both episodes of Fear. We did not forget about Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be doing both episodes next week. So there you go, Dawn.
Thank you to our Patreons and financial supporters of our show. And remember, if you want to be a Patreon, we do a drawing once a month for a prize. And it also helps to contribute to the TWD family. Supporters are Destiny, Terry and Kay, Collier, Sandy Morrison, Lauren Perkins, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Mary and Craig, and Dustin Baker. And a very special thanks to our camp mommy and poppy, Oscar and Casey. And it was so good seeing Casey this weekend and her hanging out with us. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad she made it. And I hear that she managed to talk to quite a few people too. So that's always good.
Yeah.
Yep.
So here's our places where you can find us: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. We have merchandise. And why do people want to be Patreons, Dawn?
Because we help everyone in the TWD community. We like to give back. If you have art, we like to showcase it on the show. If you have a cause, we helped with the auction with Chrysaeus. And also we're going to be doing a little giveaways during camp for events. Is that what we're going to be doing? So yeah,
I believe so.
Just really giving back. Yeah.
And then we have that drawing for the Patreons as well, once a month.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi, Poppy.
Hi, Oscar.
We miss you. But thank you for loaning your wife to the girls this weekend.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Yeah. Okay. That's
We
it
went
for this
over.
week, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we guess we'll see you guys next weekend or
Yeah,
next
don't
week.
forget it's on our podcast page now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good night.
Good night.